Hello everyone and welcome to this Satisfactory tutorial, and today what we're going to be doing is building a steel manufacturing setup that's actually dual stacked. So you can see right here, this is what we're going to be building. So the way this is laid out, and we will get to the tutorial, but before we begin I want to give you a short little rundown on how this is actually going to work. On the very bottom we have our storage, so where all the ore would come in directly into this, and then what we're going to do is take it up onto our first floor with our first foundry here, where we're going to be building more. So we have 2 constructors, 1 foundry, elevators, all that. And then on the second floor, the exact same setup. On the third floor, even more storage for the parts that we just made. So we're gonna get going right away. And the way you want to start this is on your ground floor, you want to have like these I'm not even sure what you call these, like the big window walls. Have all 3 of these on the base and on the ends. On the sides, you can just have it be just a plain wall. And what we're gonna do is dual stack these. So I'm gonna take out our walls and just dual stack these, just like this. Do the same thing on both sides. I like to make sure these things are facing out, so let me get rid of that one. Okay, so what you're going to do now is we want our normal storage containers. So these are not going to be the industrial ones. These are just going to be the normal storage containers. Now what you want to do, this is actually kind of important. Make sure the one on the far right is all the way up against the wall. So we're going to place that one here. This one can be placed right next to it. The one on the left needs to be kind of in the middle of the foundation. And then the next one's going to go right next to that. Alright, so it should end up looking just like this. This one's in the middle of the foundation, so you can kind of see that here. This one's on the very right side of the wall. So now what we want to do, we want to take out our splitters, and we're actually going to split this right here. Now you might be wondering, why are we adding splitters to some of the stuff? It might seem kind of redundant, being that we're going into them and then immediately out. The reason why is so we can actually allow for some buildup into our storage containers from like any ore. If anything's going down, it can just kind of keep stockpiling up and keep things coming in. That's the main reason why we're adding these storage containers. So just add these onto that side, and pretty much you would have these come out and connect with wherever the ore is going to be coming in from. Okay, so now what we want to do is to use a merger. So the merger is going to come out the other side of the storage containers. We're going to put this one here, facing out from the one that's right up against the wall. This one you're going to put on the one closest to the middle. Make sure it's coming in or going out that way, and then just connect the 2. Usually I add our conveyance at 45 or at 90-degree angles, not 45s, but I think this is fine for now. Okay, so now that is that. Now you want to take out some foundations. We wanted to use our 8x2. You can use the ones if you want, doesn't really matter either way, but we're just gonna make a floor right here. Boom, boom, and boom. It's all 3 gonna be filled up with the foundations, so you're not gonna have any holes in our foundations yet. So now we need to go into our walls, and what you need to do is you want to get the one with the 2 windows, and you want both of these on the ends, one in the middle and then one on the right, and then we can actually have a door. I believe it's going to be a left. Yep, door left right here. So that's going to be the front. Now on the sides we can just put regular walls, and on the back as well. If you want to add glass or anything like that, you can. And we're going to stack this up 2 tall. Now the ones on the front here, for me, I'm going to add glass. I just like that aesthetic look of it. Okay, so that's why I'm going to do that. Okay, so now that we got that, we want to take out our foundry. We want to actually face the infeeds towards our front. And what you want to do is put it all the way up against the wall and at the start of the second foundation. So it's going to go right here. So you can see that it's not going onto this foundation at all, which is exactly what we want. Now take out your splitter. And what you're going to do is your first splitter is going to go in line with this first wall closest to the wall, or the first window closest to the wall. There we go. Finally got that one out. And you kind of want to put it like one away from like the wall here. Now here's where it can get a little tricky. Sometimes it's kind of hard to connect these 2 together, but that's fine. It just kind of takes a little bit of finessing. Alright, so then your next one, you're going to take out your splitter again, so you'll need another one. Oop, that's a merger. We want a splitter. This one is actually going to go on the right side of the one in the middle. So right here, make sure these are in line, just like that. What we're going to do is connect the infeed one to the one coming out like directly from the wall. And so pretty much what's going to happen here is you're going to have your elevators coming up from the sides. So that's why these are offset kind of like the way they are. So now taking out your constructor, what we're going to do is face the infeed towards the discharge of the foundry. And we want to kind of put it 1 away or 2 away from the wall. And these 2 will be back to back, so side by side. Just like that. Okay, now taking a merger, what you want to do is place this merger right next to your latest, what is this, constructor? And you kind of want to have it to where it's in line with the discharge. So it's not going to be like right in line, like if you look at the white lines, it's going to be one back, just like that. So what you can do is connect these two together. You can see that's like a perfect 90, which is something that we love. What I'm going to do is then take this conveyor pole, put that one right here, connect, so you can see that it makes a perfect circular radius, just like that. And what I'm going to do now is just add in some elevation changes to get our conveyance from the first constructor over to this one. So I'm just going to have these come up. So it doesn't need to be perfect. It can look just like this. And then just delete that one. I'm only deleting it for aesthetic purposes, so it's not going through our conveyor. But that's pretty much it for this so far. Now, out of the foundry, what we need to do is use a splitter. We want to have it be in line with our first constructor, and then kind of push it to where it's going to be one away from that constructor. What we want to do is then just connect these two, 1, 2, and then connect that. And you can also just connect this out of your foundry as well. Again, I like to add perfect 90s wherever I can. I think it just looks a little bit nicer. So now we almost have one entire floor set up. Now on your first floor, out of this merger, what you actually want to do is have it come out two, just like that. And you'll see why when we get to the second floor. So now we got our first floor all set up and we're ready to go. Only thing we need to do is just add our conveyance coming out and connecting here. And what we can do is actually use our elevators and now come down from the outside. Same thing on this one. Just like that. Oh, did I not put this in the right spot? Oh, I think I just need to move this over one. The one on the very bottom. I didn't realize I did that. So, merger. Put this one here. My headset. There we go. It was in my way. Then just connect these two. I'll just do that for now. Just to speed us up a little bit. Alright. And then you can just connect these two. Just like that. Now you can kind of see how all of our ore is going to get up into here. So pretty much for a placeholder, what we're going to do is take your elevators and just kind of bring them up. I know this is going to be a little bit harder to do if you're not flying, but it is still possible. So I'm just going to put these here for placeholders. And the way you want to see if this conveyor right here is in the right spot, if I try to add another elevator next to this one, it should work. You'll know if you have it wrong if it's going to show up red. So that's why you need to come out two, and it looks just like this. Alright, so now what you want to do is get your foundations. I'm going to use the 8x2 foundations again. I think these are like the great in-between of like for headroom and everything like that. Oh, why am I adding these up here? Sorry guys, I'm getting ahead of myself. So what we want to do is take your 8x2 foundations and put them in line just above your first constructors. So you can kind of see here, these aren't working. That's just because we can't really put anything here for now. So you can get rid of these elevators for now. They're only there temporarily just to make sure. Am I using the wrong size? No, I am not. So pretty much now, what we're going to do is the exact same setup. So get your foundry and two constructors placed. Okay, so now we have that. So what we need to do is these two foundations here, where we had our elevators coming up, we can now get rid of. And what we're going to do is using two other elevators, you're going to come up, have this one face the outside, and then on this splitter, have it come up and be even with the foundry inlet, or infeed, whatever you want to call it. And what you can do is just connect these two. Alright. So now, what we need to do is actually build up our sidewalls using your foundations. I'm going to use 8x2 again. Right above our constructors. We can get rid of those. Now, we're going to get rid of this middle foundation here. Just like that. So now, using your industrial side storage containers, what you're going to do is kind of place them one away from the edge here. So just like... Come on. One. It's not moving back. There we go. And And then you can do side by side. This one all the way on the far right. This one right next to it. So it's going to look just like that. So now what you need to do is take out a splitter. And we're going to put the splitter right. So now what you want to do, using your elevators, connect your two mergers coming out of your constructors. Have this one facing out. Is that the right height? I don't think it is. Need to go up one more. Have this one come up. What you can do is then just connect these two together. 1, 2. Just like that. Now you'll kind of see why we expanded this one with the conveyor coming out. Because now we can take our 7, our conveyor lift, have this one come up and come up at the same height, and then connect with this merger or splitter. 1, 2. And voila, guys, here you go. Here is your dual stacked steel manufacturing setup. This is actually a great setup, and it's going to continue working for you. And especially once the update 3 comes out, or if it's already out, if you're watching this later, you can actually use your power on the walls to get all the way up, because power is actually pretty easy. You have a lot of room to connect power. It's just how you want to connect it is up to you. Thank you for watching, guys. It is greatly appreciated as always, and let me know what you guys think of this in the comments down below, and talk to you guys later or see you for another tutorial. Bye bye.